If you have no friends and you want to know how to make some, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what you need to do to get some friends in life, and then your life's going to become a lot more fun. But first, you need to understand what ingredients go into making a friendship. Think of a friendship like you're baking a cake. If you don't have the right ingredients, then that batter is not going to turn into a cake when you bake it. There's a reason why person A meets person B and they become fast friends, whereas when person A meets person C, nothing happens. To become someone's friend, 3 criteria must be met. First, you need to have something in common. There needs to be something to connect over. It could be that you both like playing basketball or you're both studying to become a nurse. The second criteria is your lives have to be interconnected in some way. It could be that you're in the same class at school or you're in the same tennis group, but don't worry too much about this because I have some ideas on how you can hack this and I'll get to that in a second. The third thing is someone has to initiate the friendship. If no one puts in that first bit of effort, then the friendship doesn't have a chance to get off the ground. There's no chance it's going to establish itself. The cake's not going to bake itself. Someone's got to turn on the oven. Okay, so with those criteria in mind, I'm going to share some tactical strategies that you can use to make friends when you don't have any. First, you've got to find yourself a hobby that you're willing to invest in. It doesn't have to be something that you're currently doing, but it does have to be something that you have a genuine interest in. You're not going to make friends if you don't have a hobby. For example, maybe it's spending time outdoors, maybe it's photography, maybe it's running. You have to pick something that you're willing to get into. Okay, so for example, let's say you pick hiking. You can join a local meetup group that does this. They're all over Facebook, but that alone isn't going to make you any friends. What it's doing though is it's putting you in proximity of potential friends. This is the first step, but it's not enough on its own. The important thing though is that everyone there at this group shares something in common with you, and in this case it's hiking. Whatever it is you pick, you need to place yourself in a setting where you're going to see the same people continuously over and over again, ideally at least once a week. But remember, there has to be genuine interest in whatever it is you guys are doing for this acquaintance to turn into a friendship. Okay, the next step. You're going to have to put yourself out there and suggest hanging out. Now I know what you're thinking, don't click off. This doesn't have to be awkward. Whatever hobby you selected, you're going to ask someone that's there to meet up outside of whatever this group is that you picked. So say you decided to take photography lessons weekly at the local college. That's the hobby you picked, that's the interest you're focusing in on. You would ask another student there to meet up outside of this class to work on your photography and to practice some skills. Or if you're at the hiking meetup, you'd suggest a cool trail to do outside of this group. If you're a student at school, you could suggest meeting up to study for your next test. Here's what's important. When you're in the early phases of initiating a friendship, you need to keep your hangouts relevant to that common interest you both share. You're not ready yet for coffee or dinner. There's no history built up yet. There's just not enough to talk about with this person. You haven't fully developed your rapport. This is why it's so important to have a specific hobby or interest that you align with. Because when you initially start hanging out, it's just so you can engage in that interest together and it's a win-win for both of you. You're both guaranteed to have a good time because you're doing something that you both genuinely enjoy, regardless of how well your small talk goes. It keeps the pressure down because you're both focused on enjoying that shared hobby rather than sitting across from each other in silence over a drink. So basically, you have to have a specific goal as to why it is you should hang out other than just making a friend. So it's to practice photography, it's to go for a run, it's to study for a test. There has to be some other reason, some common goal, some purpose. The one thing you absolutely cannot do is you cannot wait for people to approach you. It's not going to happen. You will be waiting forever. If you just follow these steps that I laid out for you, you're going to have friends in no time. Pick something you're genuinely interested in. Find a way to involve yourself in that interest in a social way. So there's got to be other people there that are also interested in the same thing, and then approach them and ask them to hang out with you outside of whatever it is that group is. It's that easy. If they genuinely like that hobby, which they do, that's why they're in this group, then they're going to jump at the chance to do it with somebody. And if they don't seem available, ask somebody else in the group. You're for sure going to find a couple of people that are interested. Just follow these steps. If you found this helpful, make sure to let me know down below and give me some ideas on what you think I should cover in the next video.